From noise to nexus, finding your true center in a chaotic world. Introduction: the signal in the static. Welcome to the starting line of a different kind of adventure. Right now, your life might feel like a crowded room where everyone is talking at once, your phone buzzes with alerts, your mind replays old conversations and worries about tomorrow, and the world outside demands your attention at every turn. This constant buzz is what we call the noise. It's not necessarily bad, but when it never stops, it drowns out the most important voice of all, your own. This book is your invitation to discover that underneath all that busy static, there is a steady, clear, and powerful signal. It's the voice of your truest self, your deepest wisdom, and your calm center. We call that your nexus, and finding it is the key to not just surviving the chaos, but thriving within it. Think of your nexus as your personal headquarters in the middle of life's storm. It's the quiet room inside you where you can finally hear yourself think, feel what you truly feel, and make choices that align with who you really are. You've visited this place before, in a moment of sudden inspiration in the shower, in the deep peace of watching a sunset, or in a conversation where you felt completely understood and calm. This book is your guide to building a permanent home there, a place you can return to no matter what is happening around you. We're not going to escape the world, we're going to learn how to move through it with a new kind of strength, clarity, and quiet joy. Let's begin the journey from feeling lost in the noise to being grounded in your nexus. Chapter 1: The Chaos Audit. Imagine trying to clean a very messy room with the lights off. You'd bump into things, feel overwhelmed, and probably give up. The first step to finding your calm center is simply turning on the lights and seeing what you're really working with. That's what a chaos audit does. It's a friendly and curious look at your daily life to identify exactly where your energy is being drained and where your peace is being interrupted. We're not here to judge or create a perfect schedule, we're here to become aware, because you cannot change what you do not see. This chapter gives you the simple tools to map your personal landscape of noise, so you can start navigating it with intention instead of frustration. Let me tell you about Sam. Sam felt constantly tired and scattered, blaming it on a busy life. For his chaos audit, he kept a simple log for 3 days, jotting down moments when he felt stressed, distracted, or drained. He discovered a pattern. The constant checking of a work email app on his phone created a low-level buzz of anxiety all evening. He noticed that his weekly coffee with a certain friend, who loved to complain, left him feeling heavy for hours afterward. He saw that the first 30 minutes of his morning, spent mindlessly scrolling through news feeds, set a rushed and negative tone for his entire day. Just by seeing these patterns written down, Sam felt a surge of power. The chaos wasn't a mysterious fog, it was specific, identifiable sources of noise that he could now address. We'll explore the 3 main noise zones where chaos loves to hide. The digital zone is all about your screens, the endless streams of information, comparison, and interruption. The mental zone is the space between your ears, the worry loops, the to-do list rehearsals, and the critical inner voice that never takes a break. The social zone involves the people and expectations around you, the commitments you didn't really want to make, the energy-draining conversations, and the pressure to keep up appearances. By sorting your chaos into these zones, what feels like a giant, scary monster becomes a few manageable challenges. The most exciting part of this audit is what comes at the end, your first quiet win. This is a single, small, and easy action you will take to reclaim a slice of your focus and peace. It might be turning off non-essential phone notifications for 1 hour each evening, or deciding to drink your first cup of coffee in silence instead of with a screen in your face. This win is crucial because it proves to you that change is possible and that you are in control. It's the first concrete step off the hamster wheel of reaction and onto the path of your Nexus. You will finish this chapter not with a feeling of overwhelm about all the noise, but with the focused energy of a builder who has just received the blueprint for their new, calm home. Chapter 2: The Pause Button Principle. What if, in the middle of a stressful moment, you had a magic button you could press to create instant space and calm? The great news is, you do. It's not a physical button, but a mental and physiological one built into your very being. The pause button principle is the conscious act of inserting one breath, one moment of intentional space, between something happening and your automatic reaction to it. In our noisy world, we are often like ping-pong balls, bouncing instantly from one demand to the next. This chapter teaches you how to stop the bouncing, just for a few seconds, so you can choose your response from a place of power instead of panic. Consider the story of Lena, a teacher who loved her students but often felt burned out by the end of the day. Her old pattern was to move directly from the final bell into grading papers, answering emails, and planning for tomorrow, all while her mind replayed the day's challenges. One afternoon, she decided to try the pause button. After her last student left, she did not immediately sit at her desk. Instead, she stood at the classroom window, placed her hands on the sill, and took 3 slow, deep breaths. She simply looked at the sky and said to herself, "The teaching part of my day is complete." That simple 60-second pause created a powerful mental boundary. It allowed her nervous system to settle. When she then turned to her desk work, she did so as a person choosing to work, not as a reactor being swept away by the next wave of tasks. Building your pause button is about creating tiny rituals of transition that signal to your brain and body that it's time to shift gears. It could be taking 5 deep breaths before you start your car, savoring the first sip of your tea without multitasking, or standing up and stretching for 1 minute between video calls. These are not wastes of time, they are investments in your clarity and sanity. They are the way you train your mind to stop being a runaway train and start being a capable driver. This practice builds your inner, safe room, a psychological space you can retreat to instantly, no matter what is happening externally. It's the cornerstone of resilience. By the end of this chapter, you will have a personal toolkit of pause button techniques. You will understand how these tiny stops actually make you more productive and creative, not less, because they prevent burnout and decision fatigue. You'll start to look for natural, pivot points in your day, the moments just before you walk into your home, pick up the phone, or open your inbox, and claim them as your own. This principle transforms life from a series of reactions into a series of conscious choices. Every time you press your pause button, you are whispering to yourself, "I am here. I am in charge. I am my Nexus." Chapter 3: Your Core Code. Every great building needs a strong, stable foundation. Your Nexus is no different. You've started to clear away the noise and create moments of pause. Now, we pour the concrete for your foundation by discovering your core code. This is the set of deep, unshakable values and truths that define who you are at your very best. They are your personal North Star, guiding you through tough decisions and confusing times. When the world outside gets loud and tries to tell you who to be, your core code is the quiet, firm voice that reminds you of your truth. This chapter is an excavation project, where we gently dig through the layers of shoulds and expectations to find the gold of your authentic self. Let's follow the journey of Alex. Alex was successful by all outward measures but felt a persistent sense of emptiness, like he was acting in a play written by someone else. To find his core code, he did a simple visualization. He was asked to imagine himself at age 80, looking back on a life that felt truly fulfilling and meaningful. What did that life contain? As he imagined, 3 clear pictures emerged. He saw himself as a lifelong learner, always curious. He saw himself fostering deep, genuine connections with family. And he saw himself using his skills to build something tangible and helpful for his community. These 3 visions, curiosity, connection, and craftsmanship, became the pillars of his core code. They weren't fancy words from a poster, they were feelings and images that resonated in his bones. Discovering your core code isn't about finding a list of perfect words. It's about identifying what makes you feel most alive, proud, and at peace. We'll use simple prompts and reflections to help you uncover these themes. What activities make you lose track of time? When have you felt most proud of yourself, and what was at the heart of that pride? What are the non-negotiable principles you want to live by, like honesty, creativity, or compassion? These are the clues to your code. Once you have these core themes, we will craft your personal mission statement, a short, powerful sentence that encapsulates your purpose and direction. This statement becomes your anchor. With your core code clear, decision-making becomes simpler. You can ask, does this choice align with my values of curiosity and connection? If it doesn't, you can let it go without guilt. This code acts as a filter for the noise. It helps you say a confident yes to opportunities that light you up and a peaceful no to demands that drain you. Your Nexus is no longer just a quiet space, it is now a purposeful space, built on the bedrock of who you truly are. You'll finish this chapter with a profound sense of self-knowledge, ready to design a life that doesn't just look good on the outside, but feels profoundly right on the inside. Chapter 4: The Focus Filter. You have your foundation, your core code. Now, how do you protect it and channel your energy effectively? Imagine your attention is like a powerful spotlight. In a noisy world, that spotlight often gets jerked around, lighting up whatever is loudest or shiniest in the moment, a new email, a social media alert, a worrying thought. The result is you feel busy but not effective, and definitely not at peace. This chapter is about becoming the master operator of your own spotlight. We call this the focus filter, a set of practices that train you to point your attention deliberately at what matters most to you, and to keep it there, building a state of effortless concentration known as flow. Take the story of Ria, an artist who struggled to finish her projects. She would sit down to paint, but then a thought about grocery shopping would pop up. She'd go make a list, then see a notification about a new art supply sale, and spend 20 minutes browsing online. Her painting time evaporated in a mist of tiny distractions. She decided to build a focus filter. She began by creating a daily flow zone, a sacred 90-minute block in her morning. During this time, she put her phone in another room, used a simple timer, and committed to working on only her current painting. The first few days were hard, her mind wandered constantly. But she gently brought it back, each time strengthening her focus muscle. Within a week, she was sinking into deep, joyful states of flow, producing her best work in years. Building your focus filter starts with understanding what steals your focus. We'll create strategies for the two biggest thieves, external interruptions, like your phone, and internal interruptions, like your wandering thoughts. You'll learn the art of the powerful no, not as a rejection, but as a proud affirmation of your yes to your own priorities. This chapter provides simple, tactical tools: how to structure your day around your natural energy rhythms, how to batch similar tasks to stay in the zone, and how to design your physical and digital spaces to support deep work instead of sabotaging it. The ultimate goal is to make focus time feel not like a chore, but like a gift you give yourself. It's in these periods of undistracted effort that you do your most creative work, solve your toughest problems, and experience the profound satisfaction of being completely engaged. Your focus filter is the guard at the gate of your Nexus, ensuring that your precious time and energy are spent on what aligns with your core code. By the end of this chapter, you will have a personalized system to defend your attention and direct it with purpose, transforming your days from a reactive scramble into a proactive and fulfilling masterpiece. Chapter 5: The Rhythm Method. Life isn't a straight, smooth highway, it's a series of rhythms: the inhale and exhale, day and night, activity and rest. Trying to live at a constant, high-speed pace is like trying to sprint a marathon. It leads to exhaustion and collapse. Your Nexus isn't a static point you reach and then stay in forever. It's a state you return to, again and again, by aligning with healthy, natural rhythms. This chapter introduces the rhythm method, the practice of building intentional beats of rest, reflection, and renewal into the melody of your daily life. It's about working with your natural energy, not against it, so you can sustain your focus and peace for the long haul. Consider the experience of Ben, a startup founder who prided himself on his always-on 80-hour workweeks. He was producing a lot, but he was also irritable, unhealthy, and on the brink of burnout. His breakthrough came when he stopped seeing rest as lost productivity, and started seeing it as a necessary part of the creative rhythm. He began to experiment. He started taking a real, screen-free lunch break away from his desk. He instituted a firm, shutdown ritual at 6 p.m., where he would tidy his desk and write down his top 3 priorities for tomorrow, signaling to his brain that work was done. Most importantly, he reclaimed his weekends as true time off, for hiking and reading novels. To his amazement, his Tuesday morning productivity soared. The rest wasn't a cost, it was an investment that paid him back in sharper ideas and calmer energy. The rhythm method is about designing your own personal energy map. We all have times of day when we are naturally more alert, more creative, or more social. You'll learn to identify your peak performance windows and guard them for your most important work. Conversely, you'll identify your natural dips and plan for low-focus tasks or genuine breaks during those times. This isn't about rigid scheduling, it's about respectful observation. We'll also explore the magic of tiny habits, small, easy actions you link to existing routines, like doing 2 minutes of stretching after you brush your teeth, or taking 3 mindful breaths every time you sit down at your computer. These tiny habits act as anchors, pulling you back into rhythm throughout the day. By embracing rhythm, you stop fighting against your human nature and start cooperating with it. You begin to see that true power isn't in never stopping, but in knowing when to pause and recharge. Your energy becomes renewable. You'll finish this chapter with a personalized daily and weekly rhythm blueprint, a structure that feels supportive, not restrictive. This rhythm becomes the heartbeat of your Nexus, a reliable pulse of effort and ease that carries you forward with resilience and joy, making your journey sustainable for a lifetime. Chapter 6: The Connection Compass. Your Nexus is your inner sanctuary, but you don't live your life in a vacuum. We are wired for connection. The quality of our relationships can be either a major source of noise and drain or our greatest source of strength and joy. This chapter is about learning to navigate your social world with wisdom and intention. We call this your connection compass. It's an internal guide that helps you distinguish between relationships that nourish your center and those that disrupt it. It teaches you how to communicate from your authentic self and set boundaries that don't build walls, but actually create space for more genuine, supportive connections. Follow the story of Maya. Maya was a people pleaser. She said yes to every invitation and request, fearing she would disappoint others. Her calendar was full, but she often felt lonely and drained in a crowd. Her connection compass was broken, pointing her toward obligation instead of authentic connection. She started to repair it by asking one simple question after any social interaction: did I feel more energized or more drained? She noticed that her weekly book club with a few close friends left her buzzing with ideas. In contrast, obligatory after-work drinks with negative colleagues left her feeling depleted. She began, nervously at first, to politely decline invitations that she knew would drain her, and instead, proactively suggested a walk or coffee with one of her energy-giving friends. Building your connection compass involves finding your true tribe, the people who see you, accept you, and inspire you to be your best self. We'll explore how to attract and nurture these relationships. More importantly, we'll practice the skills of Nexus communication, how to speak honestly and kindly from your core code, and how to listen with full, present attention, a rare and precious gift in our distracted world. This chapter also provides clear, compassionate strategies for setting boundaries. Boundaries are not selfish, they are the lines you draw around your time and energy to protect your inner peace, which ultimately allows you to show up more fully for others. Learning to use your connection compass transforms your social life from a source of stress into a source of profound support. It allows you to engage with the world from a place of abundance, not depletion. You learn that you can be kind without being a doormat, and you can be connected without losing yourself. Your relationships become a reflection of the calm and clarity you've cultivated within your nexus, creating a beautiful echo of peace in your corner of the world. You'll finish this chapter feeling empowered to curate a social ecosystem that truly supports and celebrates the person you are becoming. Chapter 7: The Resilience Reset. No matter how strong your nexus becomes, life will still throw challenges your way: a missed deadline, a difficult conversation, a personal setback. In the past, these might have sent you spinning back into the noise, full of self-doubt and anxiety. This chapter reframes those moments. We're going to build your resilience reset, the ability to bounce back from difficulty not by ignoring your feelings, but by moving through them with grace, using the tools you've already built. Resilience isn't about being a rock that never feels the storm, it's about being a tree that bends in the wind, knowing how to find its center of gravity again once the storm has passed. Think of David, who was passed over for a promotion he'd worked hard for. His old pattern would have been to spiral into stories of failure, complain to everyone, and maybe even quit in anger. This time, he initiated his resilience reset. First, he let himself feel the disappointment fully. He allowed the ouch without immediately trying to fix it or judge it. Then, he pressed his pause button and took a long walk. From his calmer nexus, he could ask better questions. What can I learn from this feedback, and does this change my core code? No. My value isn't defined by this one outcome. He then chose one small, constructive action, scheduling a meeting with his boss to ask for clear growth goals. He processed the setback without letting it define him. Your resilience reset is a personalized sequence you can run when things go wrong. It starts with acknowledgement, giving yourself permission to feel the emotion without being swept away by it. Then, it moves to perspective, using your pause button and core code to see the bigger picture. Is this a permanent problem or a temporary situation? What part of this can I control? Finally, it leads to purposeful action, choosing one small, meaningful step forward that aligns with your values. This chapter will give you a toolkit for tough days, filled with simple practices like a gratitude reframe, a worry timeout, or a physical grounding technique to calm your nervous system. By developing this reset skill, you break the cycle of catastrophic thinking and emotional reactivity. Challenges become less like terrifying monsters and more like difficult puzzles to be solved, or even teachers offering a lesson. Your confidence will grow not from a life without problems, but from knowing you have a reliable, inner process to handle them. You'll finish this chapter with a profound sense of personal power, knowing that you are resilient, adaptable, and that no single event can permanently knock you off your center. Your Nexus is now not just a place of peace, but a fortress of recovery. Chapter 8, Digital Detox, Life Reboot. Our devices are amazing tools, but they have also become the single biggest source of noise in our lives. They are designed to capture and hold our attention, often pulling us away from our real-world nexus. This chapter is not about throwing your phone into the ocean. It's about a strategic, kind, digital detox, a conscious reset of your relationship with technology so that it serves your life, instead of ruling it. We will reboot your habits to ensure your screens are tools for connection and creation, not for constant distraction and comparison. Let's look at Priya's story. Priya realized she was spending over 4 hours a day on her phone, mostly scrolling through social media. She felt anxious and like she was wasting her life watching other people live theirs. Her detox started with data. She used her phone's screen time tracker to see the truth, which was shocking. Then, she made simple changes. She turned off all non-essential notifications, the pings and buzzes stopped. She charged her phone outside her bedroom, reclaiming her mornings and nights. She deleted the most addictive social media apps from her phone, making them accessible only on her computer, which drastically reduced her mindless scrolling. The space that opened up was incredible. She started reading again, called friends for long talks, and rediscovered the joy of just sitting quietly with her own thoughts. This chapter guides you through your own personalized tech reset. We'll audit your digital diet, identifying which apps and habits are nourishing and which are junk food for your mind. You'll learn to create tech-free zones in your home, like the dining table, and tech-free times in your day, like the first hour after waking. We'll explore the profound benefits of analog joy, the tangible satisfaction of writing with a pen on paper, cooking a meal without a screen nearby, or having a conversation where you make true eye contact. You'll see how disconnecting from the virtual world allows you to reconnect, more deeply, with your physical world, your loved ones, and yourself. The goal of this reboot is freedom. It's the freedom to check your email when you choose to, not when it demands your attention. It's the freedom to be fully present at a dinner without the phantom buzz of your phone. By the end of this chapter, you will have a clear, actionable plan to make technology your obedient servant again. Your digital life will become calm and intentional, a quiet background tool that supports your real, analog, vibrant life. This is a crucial step in ensuring your Nexus is a screen-free sanctuary where your own thoughts and feelings are the main event. Chapter 9, Nexus in Action. You have done the inner work. You've built your sanctuary, clarified your code, and filtered your focus. Now comes the most exciting part, bringing that calm, clear, powerful center out into the world. Your Nexus isn't just for you to enjoy in private, it's your greatest gift to offer to your work, your family, and your community. This chapter is about Nexus in action, learning how to be a force of calm, clarity, and positive influence in the middle of external chaos. It's about leading from within, regardless of your job title, and showing up as your most grounded, authentic self in every situation. Imagine Carlos, a project manager known for being calm under pressure. His team was facing a huge, last-minute crisis that had everyone else panicking. In the urgent meeting, Carlos didn't join the frantic energy. He listened intently, pressed his mental pause button, and then spoke calmly. He acknowledged the stress, then guided the team back to the core facts and their shared goal. He asked, "What's the one next right step we can take with the resources we have?" His centered energy was contagious. The room's atmosphere shifted from panic to focused problem-solving. Carlos wasn't just managing a project, he was actively creating a nexus for his entire team, a pocket of sanity that enabled them to do their best work. This chapter will show you how to do this in your own spheres. We'll practice how to bring your calm presence into stressful work meetings, difficult family conversations, or any group dynamic. You'll learn that leading from your Nexus often means listening more than talking, asking thoughtful questions, and holding space for others' emotions without being pulled into the drama. It's about making decisions from a place of values, not fear, and communicating with honesty and compassion. You become a stabilizing presence, and people will naturally be drawn to your grounded energy. Living your Nexus in action is the ultimate proof of your transformation. It turns your personal peace into a contribution. You'll start to notice that you can change the weather in a room simply by how you show up. The chaos of the world becomes not a threat to your peace, but the very arena where you get to practice and share it. You'll finish this chapter inspired and equipped to be an ambassador of calm, proving that a centered life isn't a retreat from the world, but the most powerful and positive way to engage with it. Chapter 10, Your Ever-Growing Nexus. Congratulations! Look how far you've come. You started by mapping the noise and now you have a set of living, breathing practices that connect you to your true center. But here is the most beautiful secret: your Nexus is not a final destination you've reached. It is a living, breathing part of you that will continue to deepen, strengthen, and evolve for the rest of your life. This chapter is about embracing that ongoing journey with curiosity and kindness. It's about celebrating your progress, understanding that there will be days you feel disconnected, and knowing exactly how to find your way back home to yourself. Your Nexus is now a lifelong companion. Think of your journey like learning to play a musical instrument. At first, you are just learning where to put your fingers, and it takes all your concentration. With practice, you can play simple songs. With even more practice, you can improvise, play with feeling, and even compose your own music. Your Nexus is similar. The Chaos Audit, Pause button, and Core code were your first scales and chords. Now, you are moving toward the stage where living from your center becomes your natural melody, your authentic song. Some days you'll play it perfectly, other days you might hit a wrong note. That's not failure, it's all part of the music of being human. This chapter helps you create your personal blueprint for a centered life, a flexible, living document that summarizes your core code, your key rhythms, your focus filters, and your resilience reset steps. It's not a rigid set of rules, but a loving guide you can consult whenever you feel yourself drifting into the noise. We'll also establish simple, Nexus check-in rituals, a weekly few minutes of reflection to ask yourself, how is my inner world? What's supporting my center right now? What's pulling me away? This practice ensures you are always tending to your inner garden. The work now becomes a joyful practice of returning, again and again, to the person you were always meant to be. You leave this book not as a finished product, but as a skilled navigator. You have the map, your blueprint, the compass, your core code, and the proven ability to sail through both calm and stormy seas, your resilience reset. The noise of the world will continue, it always will. But now, it exists outside of you. Inside, you have cultivated a nexus of unshakable peace, clear purpose, and authentic power. This is your true home. And you can always find your way back. Conclusion: the noise fades, the nexus glows. As you close this book, take a deep breath and feel the space you have created within yourself. The frantic static that once felt so overwhelming has been turned down. In its place, a steady, warm glow emanates from your center, your nexus. This is your new normal. It is the quiet confidence of knowing who you are, what you value, and how you want to move through this one precious life. The chaotic world hasn't changed, but you have. You are no longer a passive receiver of noise, but an active creator of your own experience. You carry with you an inner sanctuary that no external event can ever take away. Your journey from noise to nexus doesn't end here, it simply becomes your way of being. There will be days when the old patterns whisper to you, and that's okay. Now, you have the tools, the map, and the wisdom to gently guide yourself back. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about practice. It's about the millions of tiny choices to pause, to filter, to connect authentically, and to return to your rhythm. Each of those choices strengthens the glow of your nexus. Go forward now, not as someone seeking peace, but as someone who embodies it. Share your calm, live your code, and watch as your centered presence becomes a light, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. The noise fades. Your nexus glows. The adventure continues.